Good evening. Good evening. Let me see. Hey, y'all. There we go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I got on my Jackson State sweater. I have my Jackson State pom-poms. And I am so excited about SWAC Saturday tonight. We're going to have some fun. We have a lot of stuff to cover tonight. A lot of stuff. Like, we have, of course, Jackson State business to cover. We have a new head coach. Well, they took the interim tag off, of course, which we already knew that they were going to do that, but it's official. And they also took off the interim tag for our president, the 14th president of Jackson State University. So we're going to talk about that as well. We're going to cover SWAC standings in some sports. Tennis, SWAC championship is underway. So we have so much stuff to talk about. I'm excited. I hope that you are. If you would go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. And y'all have to keep me in line now. If I forget something, don't forget to mention it in the chat so that I can basically go back and talk about it. So we're going to start off with, what do you think we should start off with? I'm trying to see. I'm thinking we're going to start off with Jackson State stuff. Just because the other stuff in terms of like SWAC changes that they've made, that might need to be in detail a little bit more in terms of commentary from other people. So let's start with the head coach, of course, of men's basketball. I'm going to drop my article in the comments because I did go ahead and do an article for him. I have not done an article on our president yet. I haven't done an article on golf SWAC championships. I haven't done all those articles, but I did do that one. You better not forget baseball or Jeremiah. Oh, you know what, Blue? I am so glad that you talked a little bit about baseball. Hopefully, maybe we can get a special guest for Jeremiah, or as we like to call him, Jamal. So hopefully we'll get a special guest on here, specifically for baseball. Hey, Miss Uniqua. Hey, Miss Mary. Hey, Blue. Hey, Stock Talk. Miss Mac. Miss Shanetta. Poplight. Mrs. Bonnie Smith. Manny Frey, thank you for becoming a member. And J State 88, thank you for becoming a member. What's up, Unstoppable? How was your birthday? Please forget baseball. Miss Mac, we still gotta celebrate baseball. We might just have to celebrate SWAC as a whole, baseball, you know, SWAC as a whole. All right. I didn't even see you, Thetis. I am so sorry. Hey, Thetis. Apologize. All right. So you get like Mr. Ford. Oh, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. All right. So, of course, we're going to talk about Coach Trey Johnson. It's official. They've taken off the interim tag. It's been removed. There's no need to speculate anymore. The wait is over. So, you know, whenever if you are on social media and you are representing for Jackson State, make sure you utilize the play for Trey. It's kind of like guard the yard or play for TC, play for Trey. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about what has happened with Jackson State basketball, because I'll say the last 48 hours, they've went ahead and they've done a couple of things. They took the interim tag off. They named his staff, which we can just quickly go over the staff. He added a pair to his coaching staff. So, and then he's keeping some of the coaches that are already there. So I already reported on Darian Wilson. He's going to be the associate head coach heading into the 2026-2027 season. As we all know, Wilson was the head men's basketball coach at Itawamba Community College. He finished with a 49-13 record in 2 seasons and included a MAC championship and a Region 23 championship game appearance. He won 26 games last as his first season as head coach, and he followed that up with 23 last season. So Darian Wilson is also a Jackson State alum. So he was a 3-time captain at Jackson State. He earned his master's degree in exercise science in 2022. He was a part of the 2021 SWAC regular season championship team as a player. Next, we have the addition of Terrence McGrew to the staff as director of basketball operations. McGrew is no stranger to the men's program. He served as a manager for the team the last 2 seasons, including a graduate manager. And prior to that, he served as a manager for the women's basketball program. And the two will join Tyler Adams and Kadarius Williams. That's staff from last year. So basically, he made those additions. So everybody, with the exception of with the exception of Darian, was already at Jackson State. Yep. So that's how that goes. So what do you guys think about the recruiting so far? What do you guys think about it? Have you guys been able to see some of the players that he has recruited? I'm going to go ahead and I posted another, I think in that particular article. Let me go ahead to it. This article just talks about his career, his time at Jackson State, time on Mo's staff. All right. So the first player that I saw him recruiting is Michael James. And Michael James played a hell of a year at Valley, and he went into the transfer portal. He is a guard and a junior, 6'1", 175 pounds, 21.5 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 2.5 assists per game. And he usually plays about 36, 37 minutes per game. 32 games played. So, yeah. But he's also been bringing a couple of recruits to Jackson State. And a lot of them have basically shared their photos online. And Miss Mack has been doing a really, really good job of sharing who those young men are, because a lot of them are like posting on Instagram. And Miss Mack has been doing a phenomenal job of promoting those young men that have visited the campus. Let me see if I can go to Miss Mack page, because she has all of them on there. Okay. Sean M. Finger. Here we go. Here's one. So Sean M. Finger was at the University of Texas at Tyler Athletics, I believe. He's a 6'6" guard. And let me get his stats. He's originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. He appeared in 23 games with 18 starts, averaged 23.3 minutes per contest, led the team with 12.7 points per game while shooting 51.8% from the field, 34.2% from three-point range, and 82.2% from the free throw line. He earned Lone Star Conference honorable mention honors, while adding 3.8 rebounds per game, along with 41 assists, 30 steals, and 15 blocks on the season. Okay. And so he came on a visit. So that's one of them. Let's see who else we have. Miss Matt got them all on her page, so I'm just lurking on her page. Another thing that we have is Alondra Strong. He was a player at Alabama State. He has been added to Jackson State's football staff as a defensive analyst. So he made that known today. Let's see. I have one more player to share with you. One more player, I believe. Miss Mack, what did you do with the other player? Okay, here it is. His name is Dylan. All right. This is another player that has came. I'm just scrolling through here. Well, you have to stop rubbing it. Go get some allergy medicine. Pop Light, a 6'6" guard. What are we talking about here? Or is he a forward? Like, what's wrong? Jeremiah, why do we have to talk about this? JSU has only won one series this season. Hurry up. Dang, Jeremiah. You was here late. If I would have been talking about baseball, you would have missed it. What are y'all talking about in the comments? There is no more celebrity coaches. There's only one Deion Sanders, and he gone. Deion Sanders is gone. There is no celebrity coach that is going to expand any markets, okay? And furthermore, people will watch football because they like to gamble. So there's no need to have anything about marketability. All the games are marketable. If they have a betting line, they're marketable, okay? We don't have to expand. Gambling expanded it. Gambling expanded HBCU football's market. Huh? You don't know where the medicine is? It's over there in that bucket. Hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Mr. Mona, how you feeling?
No, you don't have to watch to gamble, but our new market is gamblers. That's where you get the majority of your viewers. Hey, Mr. Ford. The people that were watching the Celebration Bowl, the people that were watching, that usually watch the SWAC Challenge or the Bayou Classic, when you have like a ridiculous amount, like 2 or 3 million people, there's probably about a quarter of them that gamble, and they like to watch football. Like, they don't care necessarily. They're not going to follow you all season, but they'll watch those big games. How you doing, Mr. Ford?
Hey, I'm doing good. I've watched I've actually watched 2 basketball games today. I've watched the Hawks and I watched the Knicks. That game
they're going in the playoff game. They're going into the playoffs,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, today was this was the first day of the series between the Hawks and the Knicks. This was game 1 at Madison Square Garden. Oh, hey, is Miss Whitley on? Miss Whitley's on?
No, not right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. How about Brandy? Is Brandy on?
I don't know.
Okay. Lady T's on. Hey, Lady T. What about Miss Mary? Hey, Miss Mary. Who am I missing?
Everybody else.
Okay. Hey, everybody else. How you doing? Hope everybody's doing great.
Well, Mr. Ford, you came just in time. We were just talking about Trey Johnson. You know, they took the interim.
Oh, I'm so happy for him. I am so happy for him.
We expected that, of course.
Yeah, I'm happy for him.
Since he was named interim, we expected that.
Yeah, but he's the coach. You know, they took the interim off, right?
Yeah, they took the interim off.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, I'm so happy for Trey.
Yes.
I want him to do well. I hope he does well. Now, the main thing I want him to do is I need him to use that Jackson State brand to recruit the country and foreign players to Jackson, because guess what? They will come to Jackson State. Now, this year, one of the things that I, wailed about was they didn't have no front line. They had no big people. And I thought that was ridiculous for the fact that they Jackson State. Me and you done talked about this. Now, Jackson State can recruit the East Coast, the West Coast, the South, the Midwest. Everybody in Chicago's from Jackson State. I know somebody at Jackson State. So they should be going into Chicago getting some of them big boys.
You used to say a couple years ago, you used to say send them to Africa. They have a development.
Yeah, listen, you haven't seen all them African girls and African players that have come into America at these different colleges and universities? You haven't seen that? One of them went number 3, I think. You remember, it was one girl. Did she go number 3?
Yeah, from South Carolina.
Yeah, she was an African. I'm trying to think. They took her from Africa, and she was raised in a European.
I think she went to Atlanta Dream.
I just know one of them. But anyway,
Okad.
yeah. Huh? Hey, Miss Mary.
Her name is Okad.
Oh, yeah.
Okad.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, if he can get some African players, Gonzaga brings them over here. Jackson can get them too. Because, Gonzaga keep them African about 7 feet tall.
Well, I mean, that one guy was like 7'8", 7'9". He was just tall for nothing.
Yeah,
The
that's that
one from
kid from the
Florida.
University of Florida. Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, he was just tall for nothing. I mean, of course,
Oh,
for us, we was looking at him like, oh dang, but
oh,
he was
yeah.
just tall for nothing. They lost the very next game. They lost, just
Oh,
tall
yeah.
for nothing, and then he went into the transfer portal. Oh, Major Bully said the ones that we had were on the bench.
Okay, who was that now? Who was on the
The
bench?
ones that we had that were tall were on the bench. They need to get their
Well, we
weight up.
got to listen. Well, the main thing is you still have to play with big people. You can't have
Right,
all guards. Because I
right.
told you, I would look at Jackson this year and they'd have 4 guards on the floor and 1 forward. You can't win in the SWAC like that. You can't win in the SWAC like that. No, you can't.
You can't win. You can't win anywhere with that. All
There you
right.
go, SWAC.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
of course we also wanted to congratulate and acknowledge that Jackson State finally has a permanent president at the
Yes.
helm.
Yeah.
And so huh?
I coached against her husband when he was here in Atlanta.
In football?
Yeah. He was a football coach. He was in. He wasn't in the city of Atlanta. He was in the metro area, and I played against him. I don't think he was the head coach of that team, but he was maybe the offensive coordinator, and I coached against him.
Well, congratulations, of course, to Dr. Denise Jones-Gregory.
Oh yeah, yeah,
She has over 20 years of higher education experience. She served as
yeah.
Associate
Hmm.
Provost of Student Success and Diversity at Samford University. She oversaw 3 high priority student areas on campus: Office of Diversity, Office of Accessibility and Accommodations, and Academic Success Center. She served on the executive leadership team, President Council, University Council, and she played a pivotal role in developing the university's strategic plan.
Right.
Furthermore, she served as the NCAA faculty athletic representative and participated in more than 20 faculty and staff search committee annually. She's a native of Columbus, Mississippi. She received her Bachelor of Science in Chemistry from Jackson State University, a doctorate from the Georgia Institute of Technology. She's a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and on the regional leadership team as primary advisor to the Samford University chapter. She's also a life member of the Jackson State University National Alumni Association and treasurer of the Birmingham chapter. So that's a little bit about Dr. Jones-Gregory.
Oh yeah.
So, the overall consensus is, why did they take an 8-month process, wasted hundreds of thousands of dollars on a search, and then they finally took the tag off?
Good. Oh yeah. They did the right thing.
I am hoping that with her taking off that permanent tag, or excuse me, the interim tag, and giving her the permanent, that now you're not going to I don't, the problems that we've had over the last couple of years,
Hmm.
we're not going to see any of those,
Okay.
because like we don't have to worry about that. But now it comes to handling just the daily woes of being an HBCU in a Republican state. And I know that she's going to be up for the challenge. I'm looking forward to hearing her strategic plan, because we've had lots of presidents over the past 5 or 6 years. We've heard about what each president plans on doing, but they're never in place long enough to see it through, right?
Right.
So I'm excited because now we're going to see a plan that she has for Jackson State, and we're going to be able to see it come to fruition, because I think that she's here for a while. So I'm excited about that. What do you think, Mr. Ford?
I'm just happy. First of all, she's a Jacksonian. I'm happy about that. And, she's an alum. She knows what the school needs. I'm just really ecstatic. When I saw it, I was at school, and actually I learned it from something you posted, and I was really happy.
And then I just wanted to pause, Miss No Gray. Hey, if you all are available, every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Miss No Gray goes live. I think is it 10 o'clock Central Time? Because I'm on the East Coast. She goes live. She has a daily series. It's kind of like a devotional. So if you are available, I know you're teaching, Mr. Ford, but if you are available, if you have a lunchtime or a break, you can check in. She has it every day, Monday through Friday. Tap into Miss No Gray.
Okay.
She commented on my sweater, so I'm going to post the link in the chat. It's King McNeil collection, and right now it's on sale, y'all. So make sure that you grab your attire. A lot of the winter attire is on sale right now. You can get a really good job. Like, for instance, this cardigan, it is right now it's $94.99, and if you use my link, you get an extra 20% off the $94. So it's like $70. Can't beat that. $70. Congratulations, JSU. Mississippi got one right finally. Mr. Ford, why do you think IHL went ahead and gave us what we needed in terms of, like, not just picking the secretary out of the office? Why do you think IHL decided to do the right thing?
Somebody was praying. Prayer changes things. Somebody was praying.
We needed this kind of stability. We might be able to actually get some
what I'm praying for,
funds from
stability.
Mackenzie maybe in the next year or two. She might send us a blessing, because without stability, usually those types of partnerships or donations don't come to schools if you don't have, like, stability. So, and Mr. Ford, they're saying in the chat that Dr. Gregory is a triplet.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, yes, and yes. All right, Mr. Ford, we're getting ready to get to the nitty gritty.
Okay.
So, during the SWAC golf. Okay, well, let me do baseball real quick. So let me do baseball, then we'll do golf. So baseball, Mr. Ford. Jackson State is, Lord have mercy. We are 6-11, 16 overall to 23. Bethune-Cookman just took first place. The Florida A&M was winning. I wanted to get your thoughts on the baseball play.
Well, first of all, I think, did I hear that Bethune-Cookman beat the University of Florida? Was that wrong? Is that right?
No, Bethune-Cookman beat the University of Florida. They beat LSU,
Yeah.
and they beat USF, University of
Ooh.
South Florida. They beat USF like, I want to say they beat them like 2 or 3 times.
Well,
Then,
congratulations to Bethune-Cookman.
yeah, we need to go ahead and celebrate that. We're
Yeah,
celebrating
that's big.
for the SWAC.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Man, you know I love that.
What do you want to say, Jamal? What do you want to say? We're talking about the good. Wildcats. Wildcats. Okay, so Daryl Smith said they better enjoy it this year because they will be poached.
Oh yeah.
I think that Bethune-Cookman's got a pipeline, and we need to be trying to tap in. That we need to be.
Listen, we've always said the state of Florida has over 21 million people. There are enough athletes down there for everybody in America. So, listen, they in that, I think that's Central Florida area. They're not far from Orlando. I've been in that area. I mean, athletes are a dime a dozen there. I'm talking about super athletes. A dime a dozen in that area. And then when you go to South Florida and that North Florida, and then you go over there to that Panhandle, it's just athletes are galore. Florida is like Texas to me. The athletes are everywhere.
Well, Mr. Ford, we only won 1 series this whole season.
Okay, for real?
Jackson State.
Well, I'm quite sure that Coach, that Dr. Ashley Robinson is he's researching and seeing what's going on. And, I got faith in him, and he knows what to do because he's a winner. Like I've always said about Dr. Robinson, what he touches turns to gold. So they're going to be all right.
He said, Blue said that Black and Blue 77 said that those young men that are on Bethune-Cookman's team, they not even from Florida. They're international.
Well, listen, kudos to them.
I will say this, Darian Lee, his name is Lee. He's on Bethune-Cookman team. I don't know that much about basketball or baseball. I know about some things, but I want to say he's an outfielder. So he's an outfielder. He was catching them balls. He was catching them. And then
this is nothing new. Bethune-Cookman has been a HBCU power in baseball for a number of years now. This is nothing new. They've been a power. They've been a perennial power for years.
Right. And you know what? I think what it is Bethune-Cookman, of course, they had that exodus of athletic revenue during COVID. Everything shut down because, of course, it's a private institution. They fund differently. Right. Everything's done differently. So Bethune-Cookman transitioning into the SWAC, the funding was down, but now they're getting their funding back for basketball, for baseball, for softball. They just announced a new basketball head women's basketball coach at Bethune.
I saw that. Yeah. Now you remember, I don't know if you remember years ago, they had an athletic director who I thought was one of the best in the country. His name was Lynn Thompson. Do you remember him? Lynn Thompson? That's what his name, Lynn Thompson.
Commissioner.
Yeah, I thought he should have. Yeah, that's right. That's him. And I thought he ran one of the best programs because at one time Bethune won in everything. They were champions in all the sports, and they had that guy Brian Jenkins. He had that football team rolling. I mean, they almost owned the MEAC. Yeah, yeah. But I was really impressed with Lynn Thompson. I really was. I thought he was one of the best ADs in the country.
Yes. So Bethune-Cookman is currently in first place. Florida A&M is in second.
Right.
Texas Southern's in third. Arkansas Pine Bluff's in fourth. Alabama State's in fifth. Alabama and Southern are tied actually for fifth.
You say Alabama State and who?
Southern.
Okay. What's Southern's record in the conference?
They're 10-7. 10 and
What are
7
they?
in the conference. 10
Oh,
and
they're 10
7.
and 7? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
I've made it plain and simple now. I still say that Southern's program is falling so badly compared to where it was under Coach Kadar. They were just super under Coach Kadar.
LSU in 2022, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, but listen, you need to go back and study Coach Kadar and what he did at Southern University. He was dominant. He might have been the GOAT.
They said Valley being ranked higher than Jackson State in baseball is crazy.
Yeah.
All right. Moving right along to softball. Moving right along to softball. So about softball. Oh my gosh. All right. So in softball, the girls are split. So the East and the West is split. So in the East, Florida A&M is in first place. Jackson State is in second. Bethune-Cookman is in third. Florida A&M is 17-4 in conference. Jackson State is 16-5. Bethune-Cookman is 12-9. In the West, Prairie View is 17-1. Southern is 15-6, and Texas Southern is 14-6. Dang, Alcorn State has only won one game. They're 1-17, and Valley is 0-21. Damn, Valley only won one game. Goodness gracious. Fight back, Jackson State. You have a title to fight for. Okay. Unc said he'll be at the SWAC baseball tournament Wednesday, May 20th through Sunday, May 24th at Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama. Mr. Ford, I think it's going to be a good baseball tournament, but I think that Bethune-Cookman edges it out unless they get upset by Florida A&M or Southern.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great tournament. Usually the SWAC tournament it has a lot of suspense and it's very exciting. The years he was here in Atlanta, we watched it on television. Yeah, that SWAC baseball tournament is usually pretty good.
And the softball tournament is going to be an exciting watch as well. Of course, we know that last year that was it was Florida A&M versus Jackson State, and Jackson State was winning. I want to say Florida A&M was on first base, and I think there was two outs. And the runner took off before before they hit the ball. The runner took off, and because the runner took off beforehand, they marked her as out, and that's what ended the game. Because she took off too soon, there was a penalty, and the penalty is she's out, and it was there was two outs already. So then it was the third out. So then the game was over. That was very controversial. I don't know if you were able to watch that. That took place on. They had a really good coverage, like of that game. But yeah. SWAC Commissioner's Cup has not been updated yet because we've been at 94 for a long time, and the Jackson State girls just won SWAC tennis, so I don't know what they're doing with that. But we're still at 94. Tennis, Jackson State versus Alabama A&M. Why do we keep having to battle out championship games with Alabama A&M?
And that's in men's tennis or women's tennis?
No, in women's tennis, it's Jackson State versus Alabama A&M.
Okay.
We need to go ahead and close this one out. We got to close this one out for real. Yeah. Let me see if they have the final scores up. They don't have the final scores up yet. Not on that page. I will definitely live stream the ladies softball tournament. It's held in Gulfport, Mississippi. Oh, I love the way they stream it. The FAMU softball coach kept exercising that rule and it came back to bite her. Yeah. So, okay. So now, Mr. Ford, we're going to get your thoughts on the elimination of D3 and NAIA games. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I've heard. Yeah. I'm so happy. Yes, I'm so happy.
Wait a minute, not you so happy. Give me a second.
Yeah, because I was sick of that Lincoln, and one of them was called North American, and University of Virginia at Lynchburg, and what else? I was sick of that.
What? This became a really, really large story. And you know why it became a large story? Because people lack comprehension, for one. They thought it meant that the SWAC was no longer going to play FBS teams, or they weren't going to play anybody else. Like, there was a lack of comprehension on a lot of folks' parts. That was one of the main things that happened, is lack of comprehension. So SWAC commissioner, league is eliminating non-division 1 and 2 football opponents. So changes are coming to future SWAC non-conference football schedules. And so then another thing that should be highlighted is that this was not Charles McClelland just making the decision. The 12 member institutions had a vote to eliminate non-conference football games, and the vote went that way. So it wasn't just he decided, it was a vote that was done. It's outside of NCAA's Division I and Division II ranks, starting with the 2027 season. No longer are we going to play games that don't count. The membership came together and decided that was going to be the best thing in order for us to be able to grow and move forward. So as we have more competitive games, it's going to shift schools' thought process. We're not going to be able to go play teams that are not within the structure of which it should be. According to FBS schedules, 3 games are scheduled for upcoming 2026 season involving a SWAC team and a non-NCAA opponent. Bethune-Cookman is supposed to be hosting Virginia Union of Lynchburg. Southern is hosting Louisiana Christian University. And Arkansas Baptist College will travel to Alcorn State. Dang, Mr. Ford, you said that you're all for it?
Yeah. I told you, I thought it was Bush League that we was playing people like Lincoln and what's that? Virginia Lynchburg, and one was called North American or something.
Who was playing somebody from North America?
Remember one year it was I think Prairie View played them, and
yeah, it must have been Prairie View. The loudest ones in the room usually be the weakest.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, so I think it's a good move. Okay. I really do.
Okay, so you know what? It was interesting because I gained another perspective from someone who covers the SWAC, and more importantly, they cover Texas Southern and they cover Prairie View, and they were looking at it as why are they trying to control this? That these games that they do when they schedule like Lane College or whatever, that they actually use those games to make money, like Texas Southern for homecoming. And then they said that the SWAC does not allow for Texas Southern to play SWAC games on their home stadium, or their stadium that's on the field, that they're not allowed to play SWAC sanctioned games on that field. And so that's going to cost them money for homecoming. Have you heard about this?
No, I wasn't.
That was the reasoning for
so
why.
You're saying about you're talking about Durley Stadium on Texas Southern's campus?
Right. They're not allowed to play SWAC games on that campus, And so what they do is they schedule those type of games. They schedule those, and they're allowed to play those type of games on campus. And so they do that for money purposes, like to make money for homecoming and stuff like that.
Okay, so is Durley not up to code? Is it condemned? What's the problem with Durley Stadium?
That was what the reporter that covers Texas Southern and Prairie View, that was what he said. He said that SWAC doesn't allow for games to be played. SWAC games are not allowed to be played in Durley Stadium.
Well, I mean, Texas Southern, they need to get the stadium together. They need to bring it up to SWAC standards so they can play a SWAC team on campus. That don't make no sense. Why would you have a stadium that's not meeting code? See, that's what I call to me a neglect of duty. Yeah, get the stadium up to code.
That is kind of ghetto. Oh, they said it was too small.
Okay, well, make it bigger.
Well, how small is it? Like, how many people can fit in there?
Is it smaller than Mississippi Valley Stadium?
Hold on now. Valley said, why are you putting us in this?
No, I'm just asking. Because Valley Stadium is, how many does it seat?
I don't know. They were saying that was something that they wouldn't be able to play. Valley has a really nice football facilities, like JSU practice field with a couple bleachers. Wait a minute. Okay, I'm gonna look up Durley Stadium. I was not aware. Okay, I'll read it out. I knew I had bookmarked it, but for some reason I couldn't find the bookmark. All right, so this is Terrence Harris, digital sports writer. I knew I had bookmarked it. Okay, I'm going to read it to you verbatim what he said. The SWAC's decision to only allow football to play D1 and D2 foes effectively ends Texas Southern's homecoming games, campus games at Durley Stadium. It would also mean no more easy homecoming wins to keep the alumni in the party mood at Prairie View like the good old days. That's what he said, Mr. Ford.
So how many does Durley seat? How many seats? What's their capacity?
They're saying it's about 5,500. They said it's smaller than Valley's.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't understand that. I mean, they got money at Texas Southern. Why haven't they fixed the stadium up?
I think probably because it's not a priority.
Yeah, that's got to be.
Well, also, it's in the middle of Houston, ain't it?
Yes, third ward, and don't they call it
So
third ward?
maybe they don't have any capacity to increase it.
Oh, okay. Well,
If it's in third ward, maybe they don't have the capacity to increase it. Or maybe football's not something that, it's not something that brings in a lot of revenue, so it's not something to throw money at.
oh, okay.
I'm thinking that they're not allowed to play. If I can remember when I was going back and forth to try and figure out like why is this such a problem? I think what he was saying is that it says it's an interesting move, but why it feels arbitrary, not like the move will bolster the league's chances of competing in the FCS playoffs. Since the champion is obligated to the Celebration Bowl, what am I missing? And so I pointed out that, FAMU competed in the FCS playoffs, and he was just saying, like, in a dream world, yes, but it's highly unlikely. And
I look forward to the day when we stop even talking about the FCS playoffs. Let's separate from that. If we're going to do playoffs, let's do our own playoffs. I'm sick of the FCS playoffs. I won't hear nothing else about it.
yeah, it says
They
the
never
SWAC
helped us.
won't sanction the games at Durley Stadium on campus.
Say, what is that?
The SWAC will not sanction games at Durley Stadium on campus.
Okay.
Oh, God. So I think, I don't know. I would be applying for a waiver. I'm not getting ready to invest $10 million to expand the stadium just so that I can be in compliance of not having a D2 game. We're going to have some D2 games, and they're going to be on campus in the 5,500 stadium, 5,500 seat stadium. You're going to have to give us a waiver. We're not getting ready to pay $10 million to expand our seating. Like, that doesn't make any sense, especially since I think unless it's like Jackson State coming to town, their attendance, or it's homecoming, their attendance is not that good. Now, Brianna, why do you want me to pull up a picture of Durley Stadium? Y'all wrong. Durley Stadium. Why we gotta pull up a picture of it? Oh my God. Dear God. All right. Mm-hmm. So Durley Stadium is more like, I want to say it's kind of like, I don't know what I want to say. Mr. Ford, what do you think? It's more like a high school stadium?
I guess so. 5,500, yeah. Because don't they have 10,000 students? How many students have at Texas Southern? Don't they have
They have a lot
10,000?
of students, Mr. Ford.
Because what they call themselves, a commuter school?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. I really don't.
It looked like they could just it appears like they could actually just add more bleachers. But it's basically like, it's like Jackson State's practice field that we have with bleachers all
around. Okay.
Yeah. So he was saying that, hey, but I think they should still be able to play D2 schools. So, but you know what? They in the Texas school system. Why the hell they didn't get none of that money? Why they didn't get none of that money, Mr. Ford? The same money that Prairie View got. Why they
I
haven't
don't
got
know.
none of that money?
Well, like
Ain't
you
in the
said,
Texas school system.
football might not be a priority at Texas Southern like it is at
Ain't no way. It's not a priority at Prairie View either. That's a new one
well,
on me, honey.
I don't know now.
That's a new
They are
one.
the
It's a
defending
new
SWAC
one.
champions. Somebody is a priority somewhere. They played
Oh
in the
Lord.
Celebration Bowl last year.
They done got rid of they done got rid of uh their, I want to say, what is it? Their golf teams, and they went and gave it to them for NIL. Lord have mercy. What I'm saying is that Prairie View has a top-notch stadium, one of the best in all of FCS, but the it's not there. There's nothing to support it, meaning like the fans aren't there. I think they're getting ready to get a new field too, Mr. Ford.
Okay, this is Prairie View or Texas Southern.
Prairie View.
Oh, okay.
Somebody call Strahan. I know that's right. I know that's right. They can get some more if it's about that. If it's about the seating, and that's why they won't sanction it, and all they need is more seating, they can get a new field and some seating.
Well, you need to write the question down so you can ask Dr. McClelland.
Why
What
do
is
I
Texas
have to
Southern?
ask him?
Yeah, just what is it that Texas Southern needs to do so that they can host SWAC games on campus? So see what he says on that.
Oh my goodness. You are so messy, Mr. Ford. Because the people want to know, what do they have to do to get in code?
They get in code at Texas Southern so they can host SWAC games on campus.
All right, so I have another article to share with you. It's a really good article by Kyle Mosley. I'm gonna drop it in the chat so that you guys can also go take a look at it. But basically, McClelland was dropping some gems in terms of the viability of SWAC TV. He talks about all the money that we've been making and how many the viewership and how many minutes have been watched. It's a lot, Mr. Ford, but basically he was saying that the SWAC is making money.
Well, you proved that point several. I mean, you proved that.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't like to listen when it's from me.
Oh, okay. Well, it don't matter whether they want to listen. I mean, you proved the point. You gave the stats on the money that they make in the SWAC compared to the MEAC and other FCS conferences.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you've done that several times.
It's coming out of McClelland's mouth, so I'm just going to echo what he said. He said that we have to revise our strategic plan because it's taken off a little faster than what we thought it would. On the SWAC TV rollout, the digital network, the conference launched 8 months ago. So the digital conference, they launched it 8 months ago, and already they have 55 million minutes watched, 2.5 million unique viewers, 580 million impressions, and 33 of the SWAC administrators are on NCAA committees. It's interesting that he says that the network's origin as equal parts vision by the conference and cultural timing was a corporate diversity, equity, and inclusion committee shifted in post-George Floyd landscape. SWAC redirected partnership dollars and the media infrastructure to develop the network. So, Mr. Ford, as I was telling a lot of people that during that George Floyd area, like 2020, 2021, there was so much money that companies were giving away to DEI, or you could say minority, or you could say Black. Some of it was feel-good money. Most of it was money that was set aside to show that we care about Black people. They didn't really even have to give a damn, but they were giving it out. That's how Deion Sanders was able to get the Walmart partnership and the P&G partnership, because of the whole George Floyd feel good money, come and get some of this grant money. He had a story, and he was able to pocket 40% of the grant for each year that he was here. The other 2 years that he wasn't there, he didn't get any of that money. But the point is that feel good money was part of the George Floyd strategy. And that's why you don't see too many corporations doing that type of investment any longer. And there's people who are trying to replicate it. But the reason why they're not able to replicate it is because he benefited during a time where they were just giving away that feel good money. They don't have it no more. All right. Mr. Ford, are you asleep yet?
No, I'm listening. I'm just listening to you.
Oh. Well, what do you think about that, Mr. Ford?
Well, I mean, it's obvious. With this war and all, America's headed for bankruptcy. Okay? I mean,
wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah, we're spending, we're spending like $1 billion a day.
We don't even have $1 billion. Where's the money coming from?
I hear you, what you're saying about the corporations were giving away the money and all that. But let me tell you, right now, economically, we're headed for bankruptcy. This country's headed for bankruptcy. Okay? You have idiots running this country. You have idiots in the executive branch. You got idiots in the Supreme Court. You got idiots in Congress. Okay? And then you got a psychopath that's leading the government. Okay? And on top of that, you're engaged in a world war. All that equals bankruptcy. You know how expensive it is to have a war?
I thought, Lord have mercy. Well, so lucky us, we did get some of them initial dollars that they were giving, and we put it in the media infrastructure to develop the network. The network launched with football, added volleyball and soccer. So by year 3 of the strategic plan, McClelland expects all 2,080 SWAC sporting events across 12 institutions and 18 sports to be available on the platform. And this is to give our student athletes this platform for mothers and fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers, uncles, aunts, cousins to be able to see their loved ones compete week in and week out. Has been tremendous. They do want to differentiate from people saying that it's a streaming service. It's not. He's saying like, this is not a streaming service. This is a legitimate television network, the same as ESPN Plus, the same as Paramount Plus. He said adding that a fast channel launch on Roku or Pluto TV sits inside the conference's 3-year plan with a full cable network as a long-term target. All right now. So that's basically where they're headed. And also, I think it's funny that a lot of people are saying they want to move away from classics, but Mr. Ford, you was right about those HBCU games, the matchups in between SWAC teams, that's where we're headed. The commissioner cited the Southern Alabama State game as one of the week 0 contests featuring a neutral site. The new model fits the same revenue logic: controlled gate, controlled broadcast inventory, a payout structure that outpaces a regional FBS guarantee game. So basically what he's saying is, when you go to a regional FBS game, what is that, like Texas Southern playing University of Houston or something like that, or Alabama State going and playing who did they play and it was a really close game, Mr. Ford?
Okay, who was that again, Mr. Mona?
Alabama State. Who did they play week 0?
Was it UAB? It was UAB.
Yeah, UAB. So he's basically saying that they're going to guarantee a higher payout to play these types of conference games. And the game is going to be on the SWAC TV network. And you're going to basically make more money doing that. So McClelland is idea of moving away from money games as well. It's a new, different type of money game, right? Matchups in between other HBCUs, because that's where you're going to get the most money. And at the end of the day, having money is better. And also, I think a lot of people don't speak on this, but a lot of the Power 4 and Power 5 schools are moving away from scheduling FCS teams. They look at us like D2 and D3 teams.
Yeah, right. Correct.
He said that he pointed to the Big Sky Conference data shared at a recent commissioners meeting. He said that the FCS national champions spent roughly $750,000 to compete through the playoff bracket. The Celebration Bowl, by contrast, returns a payout roughly double that figure, so $1.5 million to participating programs, with additional revenue for the SWAC football championship hosts. So basically, last year, Jackson State did not attend the Celebration Bowl, but they probably made at least $750,000 to $1 million in the clear from the SWAC championship.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yes, this goes to show we didn't need celebrities to get ratings for people to watch us on SWAC TV. And then he also talks a little bit about NIL and stuff like that. So I think that this is great for the trajectory. What I am hoping is that all of the participating institutions are going to be able to keep their head above water. Allegedly, Mr. Ford, they were using athletic dollars for the band at Valley, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
He was taking money out of athletics and putting it towards the band, allegedly.
Right. Okay.
That's allegedly, y'all. So, okay, Mr. Ford. What else do we have to talk about, chat? Are there any questions that you have for Mr. Ford? Y'all don't have no questions for Mr. Ford? I have a question, Mr. Ford. Oh, he's going back to Dega. Oh, Lord. So I have a question. What do you think about Grambling and their spring game? Did you get any updates on it? It was
today. I haven't heard anything. I did hear Dr. Scott on, I listen to Perry on Saturday mornings, and I heard him and Blue this morning with Perry. And now I don't know anything about the spring game, but I do think that things are looking up at Grambling, because let me just say this to everybody. If you don't up your game with what Dr. McClelland is talking about and what Prairie View is doing with that football program and Jackson State, listen, we got some schools got to make a decision. We got about 4 or 5 schools. They got to make a decision. Either they going to put more money into the Valley, Pine Bluff, Grambling, Alcorn, Alabama A&M. They got to make a decision because the people at the top, the big dogs, are up in the ante. And if you don't keep up, you're going to be less than mediocre. That's what I'm seeing right now. Because this schedule that Prairie View has, to me, what he wants, what that guy, Coach Jackson wants, he wants to snatch away from Jackson State. You know how Jackson State hosts the SWAC championship every year? He wants to take that away. And I think that's,
no, you're never
yeah,
gonna get it.
well,
No,
I
you're
think
never
that's what
gonna
he
get
wants to
it.
do.
No,
And
you're never
that's
gonna
one
get
of the reasons that if you look at that Prairie View schedule, he wants that SWAC championship game at Prairie View. Now that's me talking. I might be wrong on that, but
it is you just talking, Mr. Ford, because what?
Huh?
How's he gonna do that?
Well, I think he's what he's betting on is strength of scheduling.
That's not how it works. It doesn't work off of strength of scheduling.
Well, like I said, I think that they want to host that. I think one of the top objectives is that Prairie View wants to host that SWAC championship game.
Oh God!
Because basically Jackson is on that every year. Jackson, that SWAC championship game is in Jackson at the vet, and they want to change that.
They don't even show up for homecoming. Is it just a purpose of taking something from Jackson State? Is that it?
No, I think that with, like him, okay, them having to travel to Jackson 1 week, and then, the next week they have to travel to the Celebration Bowl. I think he wants to eliminate that travel to the. I think he wants what Coach Jackson wants at Prairie View is that they host the SWAC championship. I think that's what he's aiming at. He wants to host that SWAC championship game. Yeah.
And you said based off of strength of schedule.
I mean, that
are you talking about which type of strength of schedule are you talking about? Are you talking about conference?
Okay. Have you seen it? Have you seen his
based
schedule?
off of your conference wins? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I'm saying
I see a lot
even
of
if they
L's
don't go to the Celebration Bowl, he's still trying to say, well, with this schedule I have, I should be at least invited to the FCS playoffs. You see what I'm saying? Because you've seen the schedule, right?
I don't see. So you're talking about beating Tarleton State, beating Stephen F. Austin. The only way he's going to do that is if he doesn't drop a game in the SWAC. They don't really allow you to drop. Like the only reason why FAMU, they gave it to FAMU is because the only game they dropped was to Jackson State.
Right.
Am I right or am I wrong? Am I right or am I wrong?
Well, yeah, remember, it was a 2 year, what was it, a 2 year period. The only 2 games FAMU lost in the SWAC was to Jackson State. They lost 2 games in the SWAC, and both of them were to Jackson State. One was, I think, was a 7-6, or it was a real. Then the next one was that blowout when what's his name? Shedeur Sanders put on that Heisman Trophy exhibition down there in Miami.
So they see that they play Stephen F. Austin. Like it's one thing to say it, right? They have to actually beat them, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to beat Texas Southern. You're gonna have to beat Stephen F. Austin. You're gonna have to beat East Texas A&M. Like, and just to be honest with you, the
Can you hear me, Mr. Mona? Mr. Mona, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me? Okay, okay, so you can hear me. Okay. Okay. All right. Hey, Lady T. Okay. Hey, Miss Whitley. Okay. All right.
Hello. Can you hear me, Mr. Ford?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Anyway, I don't know, Mr. Ford. I think that I don't know. So now you're saying that he I don't if he loses to Jackson State, I don't think he's going to the playoffs. Sorry. Let's say Jackson State and him go to the SWAC championship and he
Right.
loses to Jackson State, he's still not going to go to the playoffs because Jackson State has a very weak strength of schedule.
Good.
So even though he's playing a harder schedule, it's still going to be Celebration Bowl or bust for him because if he loses to anybody on the East, whether it's, well, we know it can't be FAMU because they're ineligible.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So they can't go to the SWAC championship or the Celebration Bowl. So if they lose to Jackson State, they're not going because Jackson State does not have a, I mean, we have probably one of the easiest schedules ever this year. So I I commend him for scheduling those types of games. But then we also have to realize that they don't really make that much money anyway off of revenue from their football games. Like not Jackson State um brings in a lot of money in ticket sales for their games.
Right.
So why would we schedule Stephen F. Austin for a home and home? They don't even bring people to their own home game. Why would they bring anybody to ours? So not only are you spending an exorbitant amount to go to Texas to go play in their stadium, they're not going to return the favor for you, and you're going to bring
Never.
about
Never.
10,000 people to Stephen F. Austin. Like people keep on saying that we're running away from competition, but it's not that. It's just there's no financial reason for us to schedule you because you don't bring any money to the table. It's hard enough that we have a lot of games that we are obligated to play and they don't bring folks to the games. Why would we spend that extra money? Who do you think is a non-HBCU conference team that Jackson State could play that would bring money, Mr. Ford?
Personally, I would like to see during the season. I would like to see, but some of those games I like to see on the neutral site. I'd like to see more MEAC SWAC matchups during the season, not just this SWAC MEAC uh, here game here in Atlanta, but I'd like to see some of them during the regular seasons because I would love for Jackson State to go to Charlotte and beat the dog shit out of North Carolina A&T.
You know what? It's so interesting that you said something about North Carolina A&T because their coach said that he was in favor of President Trump's executive order. Did you hear about this?
No, I got to look that up. I'm sorry. No, I didn't know about it. You're talking about Sean Gibbs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'll look it up. I didn't see it.
He said he is supports President Trump's executive order that limits transfers. So he said that the proposed NCAA reform tied to the executive order by President Trump that would impact athlete eligibility, and basically they'll only be able to transfer, I think, one time without being penalized, and after that you'd have to sit out a year. And then on top of that, you only get 5 years of eligibility, no matter, like, from the day that you turn 19 or when you graduate from high school. The clock starts ticking. There is no more medical red shirts. It's just 5 year period, and you can only transfer once before you graduate without having to sit out a season. And he says that he agrees with that. What do you think about that, Mr. Foreign?
I mean, I'd have to look. Listen, when it comes to that individual you called out, listen, because like I've said earlier, okay, we're being led by a psychopath. So uh, I'd have to look at it.
Hmm. I mean, I don't agree letting them play till they're like 28 years old or
No, I
whatever.
don't either. I don't either.
But I also think that you should be able to get at least 1 to 2 medical red shirts. Like, if you get hurt, you don't want your eligibility to be affected by that.
I mean, you know, I look forward to the day that we can say deuces to the NCAA, and we have our own governing body, and that we will have our own playoffs, and we can say deuces to the FCS playoffs. Because they've never done nothing fair and just. They've always done everything to hurt us.
Oh, wait. Okay, so here's something else that's the North Carolina A&T's AD retired.
Yeah, you're talking about Earl Hilton. That's about 3 or 4 years too late.
Wait.
He, along with Chancellor Martin, helped destroy what was at one time the best black college athletic department in America. I've told you
Okay,
that over and over. They were
Mr.
winning in
Ford.
everything until they made this decision to leave the MEAC and go to the Big South, a nothing conference. And then they jumped their behind up and went to the CAA, and now they're everybody's homecoming beat down. I think for 2 years in a row, North Carolina Central put 60 points on them. That's congratulations to that brother. What's that guy's name? Trey. What's Trey's name? What's the guy's name? That head coach
Trey
at
Oliver.
Trey Oliver. He's a great man. He's a great man.
You said that they've been putting 60 on them.
For 2 years in a row, they put 60 points on North Carolina A&T, the Aggies, Aggie pride. And then Dave, he gets on here and says all this outlandish stuff. Makes me think he's on drugs or something. You
Mr.
know,
Ford!
yeah, because his whole thing is that they're so much better than HBCU sports. There's no way they'll go back to the MEAC, but they can't beat nobody in the MEAC.
I think they said that they won't go back to the MEAC because of the financial situation.
Whatever. They destroyed. Listen to me. They destroyed the best overall athletic department. They were winning in football, men and women's basketball, track and field. Okay. They had the best program, all around program. And Chancellor Martin and Earl Hilton helped destroy that program. So his retiring or resignation is about 3 or 4 years too late.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right. Well, moving right along, y'all. What's the next subject? Oh, I wanted to play this. I tried to play this for you. Let me
Mhm.
see if I can pull it up. It was something that uh Gremlin head coach Mickey Joseph had said this
Mhm.
week about that these young men, they're not playing for the love of the game. They're not falling in love with the brand. They're falling in love with the dollar signs. He's going to speak the truth. They do not fall in love with the brand. The brand is out the door. Wait a minute. Who is he? Who and what is he talking about? Let me pull
He's
this
talking a
up.
lack of loyalty. That's what he's talking about. A lack of loyalty to
Oh,
the team.
please. These
Yeah.
coaches will be on the first thing smoking as soon as they get an offer.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. The
Here,
love of
you
money,
can't.
baby.
Here's the thing. You can't be over here talking about taking money, this, that, and the third, and you'll take some money if the price is right. You'll be on the first thing smoking. Okay, let me see if I can pull it up.
Mhm.
Absolutely, you gotta remind them because they're not falling in love with the brand. They're falling in love with the dollar sign. And I'm the one. I'm gonna speak the truth. They don't fall in love with the brand anymore. The brand's out the door. They want to know who's gonna pay them and who's gonna pay them. And now once the money becomes even, then the brand comes in effect. But until you get the money, if they're getting 4,200 a month, until you can get the 4,200 a month, that's when you can sell a brand. Other than that, you can't. You got to get in this. You got to get in the money game first. You got to be to get in a ballpark about what they're looking for. Then you can sell the brand. But yes, we still have a strong brand. We have things that we do around here to make sure the brand stays relevant. But it's a strange thing in college athletics, and you got to deal with it, or it's going to deal with you.
Did you hear that, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, yeah. I heard it. Oh yeah, I heard it. I'm in agreement. I don't think that presently the way that things are being operated and the way that they're doing the money, it can sustain. I think that I didn't want to. When you was reading that stuff, that was some good things said. But them folks that said it, I don't want none. But anyway,
Okay, so what I would have to say is this. First of all, when you have a coach that believes in the brand, that's been in the brand, that's, you know, when they say tiger born, tiger bred, it's different than a coach coming into a culture that they might not have participated in, right?
yeah.
You can sell a brand if you've been in it, if you've played in it, if you grew up in it, if you've been in the same halls and had the same lockers. It's easier for you to sell it to a player than it would be if you are a coach that's coming from Power Five, that's coming used to having certain things and having to make that adjustment. Um, and I'll say this: who is asking for $4,200 a month?
You didn't see the thing about the kid from BYU?
The quarterback?
No, that was a basketball player. He was a freshman. His NIL was $7 million base. That was not the whole entire
These
NIL.
people
That
be
was like,
lying, Mr. Ford. These kids are not making that much money.
this kid
They are
supposedly made
lying.
he was $7 million. He's probably going to go
They
one
are
or two in the draft.
lying.
Well,
Mr.
whatever.
Ford, those schools are lying. They're not paying that money. I want to know who is filing these kids' taxes. How are they even on any type of financial aid anymore? Like, these schools are lying. They are not paying a freshman $7 million. No, it's a
I
lie.
mean, listen,
They
Cooper Flag
lying.
as a freshman supposedly made $23 million.
Who?
Cooper Flag, he was at Duke.
Mm. And then you wonder why kids don't want to leave college.
Yeah, they don't need to under this present system.
But coaches move for money and they don't have no loyalty. If coach got the right call, he gonna be headed to the NFL or wherever. Like, he's not gonna say, "Oh no, I'm gonna stay with the Eddie uh Robinsons of the world and WC Gordons of the world, where they stay for long periods of time." Those don't exist anymore, Mr. Ford.
No, the fans are not going to let you stay because what they're saying now is these people are so impatient. They a down year, they're talking about firing you. They'll fire you after you won the SWAC, and then you have a mediocre year. They talking about you on the hot seat after you just won
Mr.
the
Ford, you
championship.
had a couple of coaches that went to the SWAC championship, and then the next year you was ready to fire him.
Okay,
Coach
who?
Graves
Yeah,
went to the SWAC. Coach Graves went to the SWAC championship, and then the next year you was ready to fire
no,
him.
no. I knew that
He
he
put
was
on the
not what
loose
he was.
draws.
No, he was not what Southern wanted. I've told you this over and over. You have to be a champion if you're going to take the Southern job, the Jackson State job, the Florida A&M job, the Grambling job. You've got to be a champion before you get there. You can't go to those schools and learn how to coach. You've got to be an established champion because of the impatience of their fan base. These people ain't gonna sit around talking about we building a program. They are addicted to championships. You remember I told you that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I knew Coach Graves was not. I mean, he could be an assistant coach there, possibly be the defense coordinator, but head coach at Southern University, no way.
You done said that
Dooley,
about the
same way.
last
I knew
couple
Dooley
of.
was not the head coach that Southern University was looking for.
Okay. You said he was a good offensive coordinator, but he wouldn't be a good head coach. And then he was offensive coordinator at Grambling. You didn't like it. Hello?
Okay, can you hear me? Yeah, can you hear
Yeah.
me, Mr.
Yeah,
Moore?
I said,
Yeah, you gotta.
I don't know. I just feel like they expect for kids to stay, kids not to, I don't know. They expect a lot from kids that they don't expect out of themselves.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrisy involved. A lot of hypocrisy involved.
I didn't know they
Mm.
was making that much, but I don't think they make it 7 million. Where's the
Well,
money
according
coming from?
to the media,
This has to be money laundering on like the 11th degree. Like, they're like, oh yeah, there's
well,
people who have
I
money
don't know the
going.
kid's name. Somebody might know him. He was the kid at BYU, and
$7
supposedly,
million as a freshman is
yeah,
insane.
supposedly his NIL was that was his base salary was $7 million. He's supposed to go one
Lies.
or two in the draft, maybe one, two, or three in the NBA draft.
I want
Somebody, what's anybody knows his name? He's at Utah.
In about 2 to 3 years, we're gonna see like so many kids who had reportedly made all these earnings, and of course they're going to let people think that they made that much money, because that obviously rises their stock, or the ability to make NIL money. But you're going to see probably in the next 2 or 3 years, the IRS is going to come looking for some of this money. Where the taxes went, how much did you pay in taxes? These kids is going to end up in a heap of trouble dealing with these NILs and these collectives. $7 million. Did you pay your taxes? Are you getting your taxes taken out of every check that you got? I don't know. Folks in the chat said they believe it. They believe that when they say that this young man was a freshman making $7 million, that he was making it. And they're not even winning championships, Mr. Ford.
No, I think they were. I don't even know if they went 2 rounds. They're the BYU
So,
Cougars. I don't even think they went 2 rounds in the
how
big
are you
game.
making money when you have a $20 million roster or a $30 million roster? And that's how much you're paying out. Where does the return on investment come in? Like, where does the return of investment, like, how are they getting their money back?
Yeah.
Are they winning championships, or are they going to, if they're spending $30 million on a roster, are they getting back $30 million? I'm trying to figure this out. Like, how are they making their money back? They said taxes is already a problem for a lot of them. The stories are already out there. I would bet, because they're saying on paper you're supposed to be getting $7 million, or even let's just do one that says you're going to be getting $500,000, and it's supposed to be $125,000 a year. Well, some of these folks' packages, it's not $125,000 in cash. It's like, you get a car that costs this much, you get your tuition, you get a house, your rent is paid for, and then you get a stipend. That's how they're breaking down these NILs. It's not always a monetary amount, but they're going to include the full cost of how much that car costs to inflate the numbers. $7 million as a college student. When I was in college, we struggled to get money for the smack machine in Dixon Hall. Like, are they even eating in the calf? Like, they probably have their own private chef. $7 million.
The only time they probably come on campus is to play the games.
Are
They
they
probably
even
are
in
all
school?
virtual. They probably don't even go to class.
But are they even the ones doing the work? $7
Hmm?
million? I said, are they even the ones doing the work? Like, somebody could be taking their classes for them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they
I
never
said,
have any APR issues. Never.
well, Mr. Ford, because they know that they're dumb jocks, they're not going to put them on an athletic scholarship. If you
Yeah.
know that this person does not have the IQ or cannot maintain a grade point average, why are you putting him on a scholarship? Like, okay, you're over here complaining about APR, Mr. Ford, but if you want to be treated like the white colleges, you have to move like the white colleges. And what the white colleges do is, if they know that this person might not be smart, might be dumb as a box of rocks, but he can tackle and make a forced fumble, they don't put them on athletic scholarships. They pay their tuition other ways.
Oh, yeah.
And Mr. Ford, I know you
Mhm.
said that you wanted to get rid of APR, but when I did some research, it said that the number 930 just means that you graduate
50%, right?
50%.
50%. Yeah.
So you're telling me that HBCUs can't graduate 50% of the 4-year mark of those students? That those students can't get their degree in those 4 years? And you're saying it's only half? So that means if there are 10 eligible students, for graduation. You're telling me that they can't graduate 5 people, Mr. Ford?
Mm.
Because it's
I just
only the eligible student athletes that that are supposed to be graduating in that 4 years. So it's not like 80 of them. It's only half of the eligible student athletes that are supposed to graduate in that 4-year mark. Mr. Ford, now that's kind of ridiculous. And you got folks on here asking for Ben Crump to resolve it. And why are they calling on Ben Crump, Mr. Ford?
I have no idea.
Matter of fact, that's one of your that's your partner. You need to get him.
I need to get him.
Yeah, that was your friend that you see on the street committee. He's over here asking for Ben Crump to intervene.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like, Ben
Well,
Crump needs to
I
do
don't.
something
My
about
whole
it.
thing is, how about us pulling out of the NCAA and establishing our own governing body? How about that?
Why in the
We
hell
just-
would we do that when we just got $10 million
Yeah.
from the NCAA over the
Okay.
past?
Well, we can keep the 10 million or whatever, but
No,
I'd like
but we
to.
need for that
Yeah.
we need for that 10 million to keep coming in there. You can't just say, "Hey, we're not going to do it anymore." Like, no, we need that 10 million to keep coming. Talking about
So you
let's
telling
make
me
our own.
we need a slave master, huh? We have to have a slave
A
master.
slave master.
We can't have self determination in black college athletics.
You're going to have some resources, Mr. Ford. And
Okay.
yeah, we can be self-funded, but um nephew, where's that post that you did where you was talking about the Ben Crump? I don't know, Mr. Ford. I think sometimes you need to hold folks accountable now. Now hold folks accountable.
In the last 500 years, have we held them folks accountable? In the last 500 years, have we? Okay, so all of a sudden we're gonna start holding them accountable. Have we held them accountable for the last 500 years?
You ain't holding the system accountable, Mr. Ford, and you know that. All right. While FAMU appears to be the poster child for this APR thing, it's much more serious than seen on the surface. So I started to dig deeper into this, in which I already was suspect of this rule. Once again, this is a way to keep the have and have not separated. This case is for Ben Crump. We have structural retention disadvantages. FCS programs retain student athletes longer due to limited professional opportunities, increasing cumulative exposure of APR penalties. And you know what? You can hold your students longer. You make sure they graduate and then they go get their master's. Make sure they get their degree. Limited professional exit pathways. Unlike FBS programs, FCS schools rarely benefit from early professional departures that neutralize APR. So I learned this, which is that the majority of the black players that play for FBS programs, the majority of them actually do not get a degree. They have to go back and get their degree, but the majority of them don't. They did like a study on the amount of black players that actually get their degree from these really all these different, like Baylor, Michigan, or whatnot, and a lot of those players don't actually get their degree. But once again, these types of students, they don't put them on athletic scholarships. Resource disparities. FCS institutions operate with smaller budget, fewer academic advisors, and limited support staff compared to FBS programs. So yes, that is true. Once again, they have a what is it called? They have a grant and they give you $100,000, or you can get a multi-year grant, but they do have a grant that gives 100,000. And $100,000 you would be able to, if you're getting that, would be able to hire two, you could hire 2 people to do academic, athletic academic retention or whatnot, or an advisor at $50,000 a piece. No, Mr. Ford?
Hmm?
No? No,
Yep.
you don't think so? I
And
don't
what
know.
was
I just want us to be held accountable now. You got to graduate your students now, Mr. Ford.
Oh yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah.
You
We have to
can't be
graduate that
out
too.
here and you not graduating your students. And also, if you know your students are not good academically, then you need to uh not put them on an athletic scholarship. Find other ways to pay for their tuition. Then they don't count against you. But when I looked it up and it said you have to graduate 50%, and then it's 50% of those that are eligible that year, that means like every year we lose kids to, they either graduate or they run out of eligibility. But um if you have even if you have 20 people who are eligible for graduation, all you have to do is, out of those 20, you have to graduate at least 10. And another thing, I would like to apologize to Coach Willie Simmons, because I basically said, well, this is Willie Simmons' fault because he wasn't holding these kids accountable. And then what I didn't realize is, after checking, is that Mr. Ford, FAMU has never met the APR ever.
I thought they met it in
They
2019.
met it in the last 20 years, they've met it maybe 3 times. And
Okay.
so the fact that they have, over 2 decades, have only met a above 930 only like 3 or 4 times, but they've only had post ban maybe twice. Like, the NCAA really ain't been implementing it for real, for real. They really haven't been implementing they'll implement like, oh, you lose a couple scholarships, or oh, you don't get to practice as much.
Hmm.
But if you really look at the APR, like if you look at it and you look from the time that it was implemented, Mr. Ford, when I tell you that they have never ever met a consistent, because it's pretty hard to probably get it up there, because it has to be 4 years of you have to, in 4 years, do have a pretty high one.
Right.
So I'll show you. Like, it's a 4-year average. So if you have 1 or 2 years low, then you're starting all over again and starting all over again. So I'm just gonna show you. So that shows that you guys really haven't experienced that bad of, I mean, for it to be that amount. So it was 832 in 2004, 862 in 2005, 878, 906. You did meet eligibility from 2008 to 2009, 939. 925, 922, 903, 885, 887, 897. That's when you did, from 2012 to 2015. That's when you had postseason ineligibility. Then you had 918, 923. 2018 to 2009, you had a 931. So that's out of like 14 years, you had above 930 twice. 901,
Okay.
898, 906, 911. So yeah, Mr. Ford, like, you guys have never, not you guys, but like FAMU has never really had above. So yeah.
Huh?
So I was just saying, like, you guys have never really had above 930, but you've only had you had that. And Mr. Ford, you didn't tell me about the Billy Joe situation. I'm having to figure all this out by myself.
Okay, tell me about the Billy Joe situation.
Something about he was had ineligible players or something, and he was changing grades, or not him changing grades. He wasn't specifically changing grades, but there was eligibility, recruiting violations, and Mr. Ford, you never told us about these.
Okay, now, can you give me the years? Because he was there from 94 until, what, 2003? Was it 2003?
So this was allegedly around 2005. This is right when they started implementing APR, right?
Uh-huh.
It said that Mr. Ford, it was terrible. Multiple years of probation. It says that they were ineligible athletes allowed to compete, improper conduct of coaches concerning a change of grade, recruiting violations, violation of practice times, 196 NCAA rule violations.
Mm.
Anyway, you didn't tell me about all that. I didn't even know that it happened. That was just something that I happened to.
And what years was this?
That was in 2005.
Okay, Billy Joe
Now,
was
when they
gone in
basically,
2005.
because they fired him because of that. That's what they found out. That's what they were saying. Like, that's part of the reason why he was let go, was because of all these things happening. Because
Okay,
that's when the start of the APR really happened, is during that time.
right.
Listen, I'm all for HBCUs getting a fair shake. But like I said, if you want to play the system, then you need to know how to do it. And that's not, like, just don't put them on athletic scholarships at all. And then you'll be able to, keep from getting these penalties, because you can't get penalized for players that aren't on athletic scholarship.
Right.
So you sign them up as walk-ons and you pay for their tuition elsewhere. That's how you do that. That's how the PWIs do it. They don't use athletic scholarships for people that they know aren't going to go to class or don't have good grades. Do the PWIs have student athletes that don't have good grades? Absolutely. Okay, Mr. Ford. Are all hearts and minds clear? Do you have anything else to say, Mr. Ford, other than the fact that you want us to create our own governing
Governing
body?
body. Yes. Oh yeah, that'll be a great day.
And then you want the
Um,
MEAC and SWAC to combine?
yeah, well, without a doubt, under Dr. Charles McClelland.
Putting him through all that stress.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. That would
I
give us
know.
6, 12. That would give us 18 teams. I'd ask for 2 more teams. I want a 20 team uh, conference, and we would have four divisions, 5 schools in each division. And don't forget my other
Just
one. I still would like to see Jackson State and Alcorn play twice a year, the beginning of the year and the end of the year. Southern University and Grambling, the beginning of the year and the end of the year. Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman, the beginning of the year, the end of the year. Texas Southern, Prairie View, twice a year. Okay, yeah, still with that.
ooh, they said Ben Simmons from LSU had a 1.6 GPA.
Yeah, I remember Ben Simmons. He was actually related to Johnny Jones, I think.
Well, then that explains how he got away with it.
Yeah, well, did he play 1 year or 2 years at LSU? He played 1, right?
I don't know, but how do you even be at school with a 1.6 GPA? How is that even possible?
I have no idea. That's what's killing our APR. These people are coming to school.
Stock Talk said FAMU and Valley twice a year, Mr. Ford. You forgot about that one.
No, 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 no. Only the rivals, the chief rivals.
They are
Alabama State,
rivals.
Alabama
They
State,
are rivals.
Alabama A&M twice a year.
FAMU is Valley's rival, Mr. Ford. Ben Simmons never wanted to be in college, was in school for 1 semester. 1 semester?
Yeah.
Does Mr. Ford want the Celebration Bowl canceled?
Never. I love the Celebration Bowl. Thought it was a great idea.
Valley has a 2-game winning streak. Mr. Ford, if Valley beats FAMU this year, I'm going to know something. And we're going to have to, they saying in the pappy, they saying Valley is FAMU's pappy. The Paul. They are FAMU's Paul, Mr. Ford.
I hear you.
Paw Valley. They said it seems like Ben Simmons only went to the calf in the practice. I cannot believe that. That is tragic. So, Mr. Ford, I put
Mm-hmm.
a poll on my website
Mm-hmm.
asking, like, do people think that Mr. Ford should go to be a tutor at FAMU? And overwhelmingly, people said yes. 83% to 17% said that you should go be a tutor.
Okay.
Mr. Ford is not with the jokes. He is not kikiing about his
Yeah,
FAMU
y'all
rattlers.
got a lot of jokes tonight, okay?
He is not cracking up about his FAMU rattlers. He said, get off of his snakes.
Listen. And by the way, you know what? I know you got access to it. I still haven't seen Howard University's recruiting class. I heard it was really good. Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
You talking about Coach Ted White?
Yeah, I heard his recruiting class was really good. But I
Where did you
haven't.
hear that from? I ain't
I
heard
read
nothing
it
about
somewhere that it was rated number 3 or number 4 or something for the
behind South
HBCU.
Carolina. Oh, number 4 in all of HBCU. Oh,
It
wow.
was Prairie View, Jackson. Maybe was it FAMU, and then it was maybe Howard.
They got Cavante Whipple. He's a 3-star, 6 foot, 175 pound.
What's the position?
Safety. He's a
Okay,
safety.
and where was he from?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay,
Taft.
okay, yeah, that's a big time athletic school.
They don't really have that many that are committed, unless they have like on their website. You know what? They are cracking down on getting student athletes who don't enter the transfer portal, or I guess they're called ghost transfers. So I
Mhm.
think that a lot of the stuff we're not going to be able to see until the fall, you know?
Right, that's true.
Like they've been just kind of like keeping it okay. They have their 2026 spring roster up, Mr. Ford.
Okay, I was talking about their recruiting class for 26.
I mean, their spring
The
roster
kids they
would be.
signed in February of 2026. I haven't seen a list of them. I was
Yeah, they're
wondering.
out. They're out, Mr. Ford, because some that's what a 2026 spring roster is. That would include it wouldn't include people that are coming during the summer.
Right. Okay. All right.
I mean, let's look at their quarterback. Mr. Ford, they said that Southern has a tight end that's like 6'8", 6'9".
Yeah,
And
I
they
heard that.
said and they said that they shored up that offensive line too.
Yeah, I listened to Carlos Brown. I've heard him talk about it, and I've heard Perry. I listen to Perry on Saturday mornings.
Well, they've been talking about it. They talked about it last year and they won like 2 games. No,
Yes,
Miss Whitley, our roster's not updated just yet. I haven't seen it.
um,
I've been
it,
waiting on it.
it's a different sheriff in town in Baton Rouge. It's Southern on the Bluff.
I've
Total
been
different
waiting
vibe.
on it. What
Mhm.
happened? You said what now?
It's a
It's a
total
different.
different vibe. It's a total
What
different
is the
vibe.
vibe on the bluff, Mr. Ford? What is the
A lot of
vibe?
excitement, great anticipation.
I'm gonna know some. I need to see something. Yeah, our we don't have our spring roster up just yet. So I just like usually wait till the school releases the roster before I say anything about
Oh, and
who's
by the
doing
way,
what and who's
I
doing
didn't
what.
tell you. I read a national article. They're predicting that Lockhart should really have a big year this year at Jackson. I don't know if it was somebody did. I don't know if USA Today. Somebody I saw it on my computer. They're talking about Lockhart, and
His expectations, his big
yeah, are
jump.
really high. Yeah, his expectations are really high. And they were talking about his high school career. I think was he hurt his senior year?
He had an incident.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, all right.
That's
So
the only before that he was highly recruited. That's how
yeah, that's
Jackson
what they were
State
saying. He was highly recruited. Yeah,
Yeah. Miss Whitley said the vibe that they have on the bluff won't save them from this well whooped ass.
Miss Whitley, be
In
nice,
Jackson, Mississippi.
be nice, Miss Whitley. Whoa, whoa.
Uncle.
Be nice, Miss Whitley.
A well whooped ass, okay, Mr. Ford? Belt to ass. You can have all the vibes you want. All the vibes you want. Vibe this ass whooping.
Oh,
Oh God. Oh, Mr. Ford. That's
yeah.
funny. Talking about the vibes are good. They're excited.
Oh yeah, there. Great anticipation down in Baton Rouge, the capital city of
So
Louisiana.
I'm excited for that because that means that when they come to Jackson, Mississippi, they're gonna cut up, Mr. Ford. They're gonna cut up bad because
Yeah,
that's a
I
night
think,
game. I
and
think
I'm
that's a
expecting.
night
Now,
game.
what about that game in Birmingham between Alabama State and Southern? Is that a night game?
Um, they didn't say. Commissioner McClelland didn't say.
Okay,
You think
okay.
that's gonna be a big game?
I think that's going to be a big game. That's it. That's Marshall Faulk's opening game. That's also Andrew Body, who the national media is also predicting that he's going to have a great year. He's going to be dominant.
Oh, baby, they want to see him putting up UAB numbers week
Yeah,
0.
they want to see him do his thing. So yeah, if that's a night game, listen, that could be a really big crowd at Legion Field. That could be a really big crowd.
I'm excited to see Jackson State versus Tennessee State.
Yeah, I just want
Jackson
them to beat
State
the
versus
shit out of
Alabama
Tennessee State.
State. I am excited to see Jackson State versus Southern just because it's going to be in Jackson, Mississippi. And you know, I'm just excited about that.
Yeah, I am too. I think it's going to be great.
Falk around and get a nice welcome to the SWAC. They have a saying, Mr. Ford, falk around and find out. Did you know
Oh
about
yeah,
that? So
yeah,
they finna say he's gonna falk around and find this well whooped ass.
yeah. That's and is that game? That's in September. When's that? Is that late? When is that Jackson State Southern game? Is
I
that in
want to say it's
November?
like September 16th.
Oh, that's gonna be
No,
good.
we
Is
do
it?
it like the second we get them up on out of here. We get them up on out of here. They're
Oh,
usually their Southern versus Jackson State has replaced the date of what used to be the Southern Heritage Classic, I believe. We get them
okay.
early
So
now.
that's
We go
early.
ahead.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah, we go ahead and get them on out of here.
Oh, yeah, that's early. Oh, yeah.
Oh, they said it's a September night game, Mr. Ford. I don't know if
With, okay,
people
okay.
remember the Southern versus Jackson State games that used to be at night. Baby, nostalgia.
Yes, I used to watch them on television. Boy, them were some big games.
Unc said he is excited to see Valley versus FAMU. He's thinking that Valley can get a three-peat.
No, tell him it's a new sheriff in town.
You,
It's a new sheriff
Quinn
down in
Gray,
Tallahassee. Yeah, Queen
Quinn
Gray.
Gray. Yes, that's what I was saying. Like, oh, the boombox, that's gonna be a game.
Yes, it is, baby.
And it's gonna be a night game too. Listen,
Oh,
Mr.
that's gonna be a
Ford,
night game.
Mr. Ford, they have finally listened. I don't know why I didn't do a article on that, or did I? I can't remember. Yes, I did. They are doing night games, Mr. Ford. I'm
Let's
excited
just
about
hope the
that.
gas is not $10 a gallon,
Why would it be that much?
because they effing around over there in the Middle East. That
I
hornet's
thought
nest.
everything. I think they stopped covering it, so I thought the problem went away.
Don't fool yourself. It's 16 nations involved in that conflict.
Well, our gas done went back down, so I thought that
Yeah.
everything was. Miss Trump said that everything's good. We're out of everything's done.
Do me a favor, never quote him again.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So yes. So 6 p.m. for Edward Waters, Tuskegee, and Southern. They're gonna start at
Okay.
6 p.m.
Oh, that's gonna be big
Jackson State
crowds.
Athletics said, "Tiger Nations, we heard you." In other words, y'all get your damn tickets. We heard you. These are at night. Get your
Oh
damn
yeah.
season tickets.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, Edward Waters, Tuskegee, and Southern is gonna start at 6 p.m. I'm
Mm.
so excited for these games. Cooler
You know that's a return to
temperatures.
tradition. That's a return to tradition.
I mean,
Jackson
if
used to
that's
always
what
play
it,
at night.
yes, and that's what we need. Like, I feel like you remember you said that these games, when you have them at night, it just makes everybody want to come out. You're gonna get
Yes.
an extra
Yes.
eight eight to 10,000 more people coming in because they have longer to get there.
Oh yeah.
They have a longer time to eat, and you eat and go get your outfit during the day. You
Mm-hmm.
stay cool,
Mm-hmm.
watch a little SWAC TV, and then you go to your game. Do a little
And and
tailgating.
and remember this to the Alabama State people. If you allow them to end that Turkey Day Classic on Thanksgiving Day, you the biggest chumps in black college football.
Who was talking about getting rid of
Yeah,
it?
there's some talk about them getting rid of the Turkey Day Classic. That is our oldest classic. It's very profitable. People come
Yeah.
from all over the nation for that game. And if you allow these people to talk you into discontinuing that Turkey Day Classic, okay, you hornets, please don't do that. Don't mess with tradition and don't mess with history.
Do
That's the
not mess
oldest black,
with.
that's right. It's the
Yeah, you
oldest
should
black college classic in
never.
America.
Yeah, never mess with tradition for a temporary fix or
Yes,
move
the
away
FCS
from.
playoffs and all that stupidity.
I don't know why they keep saying it, and they just said that the national championships paid $750,000 to move all the way through the FCS playoffs. That is absolutely ridiculous that you would
Yeah.
have to pay that much just to say that you're an FCS champion. when you can make 1.5. I know they're clearing $1 million plus for Turkey Day. And then I'm like, if these people were so concerned about you participating, if they really wanted you to do it, why wouldn't they make it so that they pick and choose who's in the playoffs after Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Well,
If they
always
really, really want you to participate, they want you to get rid of something
yeah.
in order
Well,
to participate.
but like I always say, just go back into history for a minute. In 1978, the Florida A&M Rattlers won the first 1AA playoffs. Shortly after winning that playoff, the NCAA called a meeting and stated to many of what we call today the mid-majors, we did not set up the 1AA championship for them niggas to win it. And so we need at least 100 of you to reclassify, because they didn't ever want to see another black university win the 1AA playoffs, which you now call the FCS. Okay? So that's why we've really never had been successful in that. Yeah.
Not you don't want the N words to win.
Yeah, that's right.
So
And so
they
they made
fight.
over 100 mid-majors reclassify to what at that time was called 1AA football.
And now they've reclassified back to FBS. Well, some of them.
Some of them did, yeah.
I hope that they don't get rid of that just to be in the playoffs. I really do. Grambling, Southern, Alabama State, you guys just have to stay the course into your tradition unless they move it, which I think that the FCS playoffs needs to be revamped anyway, and I think they agree. They're trying to revamp it. They want it to look more
I don't
like,
want anything to do with the FBS playoffs. I wish they would
they
take it
actually
in.
want it to look more like uh they want it to look like how the Celebration Bowl looks like without saying it.
Oh, I'd
They
love to
want to
have an
have those types of bowl
HBCU
games.
playoffs. I don't want no more. I'm for separation.
Did you see how many bowl games they canceled
And they're going to cancel
at
more,
the
remember.
FBS level? Why are
Mr.
those
Mona,
bowl games
Mr.
getting canceled?
Mona, I just told you earlier, we're going broke. This country's going broke. You're going to see some schools not even have athletics anymore. Didn't I say that earlier? We're going broke as a nation. We're spending $1 billion a day in the Middle East. We can't sustain that.
It
We're
says
going
the
broke.
shift towards the college football playoff expansion has significantly decreased the prestige of mid-tier bowls, making them harder to sustain. It says that there's a shift in the value of smaller bowl games, and they just became defunct because a total of 10 teams opted out of bowl games this year. And then here you have FCS teams like, well, take us, take us, take us. But y'all want to play in the playoffs. Oh, I don't think that I think that the thing with HBCU football is that we have such a great niche.
We have great support.
Right.
We have great support. Remember,
Great support, and it's a great niche, meaning like
listen, we
HBCU
have
football.
schools in the SWAC who have average attendance is better than a lot of the FBS schools.
Wait, say that one more time, Mr. Ford.
The average attendance for a lot of the SWAC schools is better than some of the FBS schools. One year, Jackson State attendance, average attendance was better than Vanderbilt's, Arizona, and some others. Those are FBS schools. Yeah. Our people love it when our schools play each other. Okay? We don't want to see no damn Presbyterian We don't want to see no damn Sanford. We don't want to see no Delta State. Okay? We like to see
Right.
Jackson State and Southern. We like to see Alabama State and Florida A&M. We like to see Florida A&M against Bethune-Cookman. We like Grambling against Southern.
Alabama
Okay?
A&M versus Alabama State.
That's right.
They have one of the
Not
biggest
not
bowl
not
games
Alabama
ever.
State versus Sanford. We don't want
Right.
that. Okay?
Right. Right. And imagine how much money these schools would get if they didn't have uh like if they didn't have promoters taking a cut of their money.
Oh yeah. Now that's the pimp. These promoters, that's the real pimp.
Mm.
So what's the dates again for the SWAC baseball tournament? Because I'm getting ready for that. When's that?
When did you say that was? Are you gonna go to that?
Now I watch it on television. You know, that will be in
May
Birmingham.
Yes. May 20th through the 24th on Rickwood Field in Birmingham, Alabama.
Oh yeah. That's where the great Willie Mays played as a teenager.
Oh, and Mr. Ford, they're doing the HBCU minority baseball prospects. They're doing their HBCU All-Star game again in North Carolina, in
Oh, okay.
Kannapolis.
Okay. And what's the date of that?
June 4th through the 6th.
Okay, June 4th through the 6th. Yeah.
Yes, it's a
Oh,
really
I didn't know if we talked about. You heard Coach Jackson got a raise. His assistants got a raise. The program was given more money. Did you hear about that this week?
I did hear something this week about them getting a raise. I did hear
Yeah,
that.
I heard that too. I thought I read it in the on national media that he got a raise, significant raise. His assistants got a raise, and more money was put into the program.
Yeah. They I think they said that they put aside 200,000 in NIL.
Whoa.
Allegedly.
Yeah,
I don't know how
imagine.
true it is. Right.
Oh, yeah.
But they did cancel the I think they canceled a couple of their programs. So that must be where that money went. Because they
Oh, okay.
cut 2 programs.
What were the programs they cut?
Whitley said, yeah, we heard, but they still made Jackson State and Coach TC a topic. Mr. Ford, they put out this ridiculous thing about, which I want your take on it.
What was that, man?
Matter of fact, they put out this AI generated like who is the most winningest coach and coaching matters, and they mixed like D2 wins and D1 wins and basically said that they're a better coach because um they've won more. Do you agree with that?
Okay, now. Okay, so they're saying that Coach Jackson is the better coach because he won at the D2 level.
He's the better coach. He's the better coach of all the coaches in the SWAC because he's won more. And he included his D2 wins for this particular argument.
Oh, okay. Well, that's somebody's opinion. So,
Well, what is your opinion, Mr. Ford? What's your
nah,
opinion?
well, nah. You know, I don't like opinions. That's one of the things when I was in school, we had professors that would tell us that it was easy to have an opinion, you know. You use facts. And no, I don't. Anyway, we listen. All I'm going to say is that there's great anticipation about this upcoming 26th season. That's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody's waiting and everybody is just sitting on ready.
Mr. Ford don't want to be messy tonight.
No, I'm dealing with that.
I can't get Mr. Ford to be messy tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss Whitley said 50 wins, 1 ring.
Now, who has 50 wins?
That's what his thing says on here. It says 50 wins, 16 losses. He has a 7.758 percentage of winning. And then it says this is as basically winners win, a coach plus a win. Number 2, TC Taylor, 28 and 9, 0.757%. Lord have mercy. Quinn Gray, 24 and 11. Eddie Robinson Jr., 30 and 16. Mickey Joseph, 28 and 25. I didn't even know he was at I don't know where they even pulled those wins and losses from. I guess maybe from Nebraska. I don't know. Chris Dishman, 11 and 11. Sam Shade, 22 and 23. Cedric Thomas, 19 and 27. Where are they getting these from? I guess when he was at UAPB. Raymond Woody, 11 and 24. And then Alonzo Hampton, 8 and 26. So basically, if they're ranking the top 10 teams, he's basically saying, coaching-wise, that he's the best because he has the most wins.
Okay.
What do you think about that, Mr. Ford?
Listen, this is what I think. All of us are waiting on that 2026 football season. That's what we're waiting to see. That's
I
what
can't get
everybody
Mr.
thinks.
Ford. I can't get Mr. Ford to be messy to save my life. All right, Mr. Ford, you're sleepy. I couldn't get Mr. Ford to be messy to save my life.
Hey, you can play a song for me, can you? Before I go to
Play a
bed.
song?
Yeah, can you
Okay.
play one song for me?
Yeah.
It was
I've had some good days.
now this one is this lady's name is Miss Olita Adams, and it was the Lamb. I think it's the Lamb of God, and she sings it with a choir. Can you
Yeah,
pull that
I'll
up
sing
and
it
play that?
for you.
No,
Now behold the
yeah, I want to
Lamb.
hear her sing it. Can you play that for
The
me? That's
precious
her name is
Lamb of
Olita,
God.
Miss Olita Adams. Please play that
What
for me,
is
then
the
I can go to bed.
sin that I
Could you play
may
that for me?
live again?
Please, Mr. Mona,
I
play
can sing it for
Olita.
you.
No, I want you to play Olita Adams.
Okay, Mr. Ford.
Okay, play Olita, and then I'm gonna go to bed.
Not play Olita Adams.
Olita Adams. I think she's out of Kansas City, Missouri.
I love that song, but dang, Mr. Ford. All
Yeah,
right, I found it.
I want to hear Olita Adams sing that.
Holy is the
Yeah,
Lamb,
play that for me.
the precious Lamb. I remember this from when I was a kid.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's what you want to play before we go to bed, Mr. Ford?
Yeah, I want to hear that before I go to bed. It's Olita Adams. You know, I love her. I love Olita Adams.
Mhm.
I think she's so underrated, and she has one of the greatest voices.
Okay, let me pull it up.
She once did a song with Tears for Fears. You remember that group? They were part of that
Who?
British invasion of the 80s. The group was called Tears for Fears. Do you
Oh
remember
no,
that?
I
You
don't know
remember that?
nothing about no Tears for Fears.
Tears for Fears. They were part of the British invasion of the 80s.
All right. Mr. Ford, they are
Huh?
cutting up in the chat. They
What
are
they saying?
cutting up in the chat. You don't
What they
even want to
say?
know.
Okay.
In the words of Mr. Ford, this is a nigga. Okay, let me get this. Holy is the Lamb, Lord.
Yeah, police and land. Okay.
Um. Okay, it don't want to play, Mr. Ford.
No.
Hang on, Mr. Ford.
Okay.
Even when I broke your heart. Okay. Oh God, I need okay. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. That is a great song to go to sleep to. Okay. Got it. Okay, Olita Adams. Is that the song you wanted, Mr. Ford?
Yes. I was hoping you could get the one with the video where they was singing with the choir. I think she performed it live.
Huh?
I was hoping the one you could
Is that
get
the
that.
one with Kirk Franklin?
No, I don't. It's live. It's with the choir. I don't think Kurt Franklin. He might be on it. I didn't think he was on it.
You said were they live? Let me see, Mr.
Yeah, it's a
Ford.
video with her singing it live.
Oh, okay, I think I see it.
With the assist.
Lord have mercy.
Finn! Minty! Let's play together!
No, that's not it. Mr. Ford.
Hmm?
Is that the
Huh?
one? Oh wait,
That's good. I
is
mean,
that
that's
it?
another. There's another one, but
I
this
could
is
have
good.
sworn I could have sworn it was the one with Kirk Franklin. That's not it. Holy
No,
is the
that.
Lamb, the precious Lamb of God.
But well, I mean, this is good. This is good.
No, it is not good. Which one is it?
It's
Why
not
is
the
it
one
saying
with
that's
Kirk Franklin. It's. I think it's the latest one that she did because I think she's talking about retiring.
not Lord? Which one is it? Olita Adams, Holy is the Lamb.
And it's a video. Yeah.
Oh, Holy is the Lamb. Let's see if this one is it.
Okay.
Cause I don't know. I'm gonna see if this one is it.
Yeah, I think this is it. This is it.
Is this one it?
Yeah, this is it.
Amen. Amen, Mr. Ford.
Thank you, Mr. Mona. And listen, have a good
Mr.
night.
Ford, did you go to sleep?
No, can you hear me?
Good night, Mr. Ford. See you next week. See you
Okay.
next week, Mr. Ford.
Okay. Have a good night.
Y'all, I'm finna go to bed. Wait, did y'all see what Roland Martin said this week? We ain't gonna even do that. We ended out on a good note. Let's go to sleep, y'all. Let's go to sleep, y'all. You said we don't count D2 wins. We don't count D2 wins. We don't count D2 wins. All right, y'all. I only get paid to win SWAC games. Let me stop. Anyway, y'all go to bed and have a blessed night. Oh, I get to play my favorite song, y'all. I'm going to play it through its entirety. Yes, Lord. Thank you. I am so excited to play my favorite song, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
I've had some days, and
We doing an after show? It's 12 o'clock. What we finna do? A 30-minute after show? Y'all going to the after party? Y'all don't get tired? All right. All right, let me set this up. Oh, Lord have mercy. I didn't know y'all was up for an after show. Y'all trying to go to the after party? Don't. Are we having an after show? Yes or no? Oh, Lord have mercy. Whitley said, we ain't having an after party? After party? Yeah, we're going to have an after party, all right. An after party for 30 minutes. We sure are. We gonna have one. Y'all must be finna be messy. All right. I need a drink. Keep the after show on here. Let me get my ticket. Be right back. Yes, right before church in the morning. Is there an after show tonight? I guess there is an after show. Hang on. Y'all folks is terrible. Let me make sure it say members only. All right, let me get this. Good God Almighty. Not the after set. We could have cut this show short 30 minutes ago. Y'all wanted to have an after set. All right, let me do this. Edit. Okay. Yeah. Why you didn't tell me we was getting our tickets 30 minutes ago? I could cut this thing short. All right. Yes, we will have a 20-minute after show. Get down to the nitty-gritty of things. All right. Live. Members only. Not the after party. Y'all come on over here to the juke joint. Okay, so let me start playing that. Start that up. Start that up. Yes. Redirect. Makes me wanna stop. Okay.
I've had some weary days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my